Every day, your brain makes thousands of decisions. Most receive the careful consideration of a pigeon, selecting a French fry. Should I send this email? Send. Was that the correct address? Wonderful follow-up question. Somewhere inside your head is a department of immediate reactions. It has no adult supervision, 3 emergency levers, and 1 employee whose entire job is shouting, "Probably fine." But a recent experiment suggests that better judgment may require an almost offensively small intervention. Wait 1 second. That's it. No meditation retreat, no 17-step morning routine, no mysterious powder sold by a man with a podcast. Just 1 second in which your brain is legally prohibited from touching the buttons. In a 2025 study published in Scientific Reports, researchers recruited 123 adults in Japan and gave them a very specific visual task. Participants saw a grid containing 2,500 black and white squares. Their job was to decide whether more than half the grid was black, which sounds simple until the grid is 45% black and your eyeballs begin negotiating a labor contract. Each participant completed 360 judgments. One group could answer immediately. A second group saw the grid, but the answer buttons stayed hidden for 1 second. A third group waited 2.5 seconds. Importantly, the pause did not hide the evidence. People could inspect the grid and move the mouse. They simply could not commit to an answer yet. The result, both waiting groups were more accurate than the immediate answer group. Apparently, your brain is capable of better decisions. It just needs somebody to hold the buttons backstage while it puts its pants on. Why might that work? One explanation is the speed-accuracy trade-off. Decisions are not tiny lightning bolts of truth. Your brain accumulates evidence over time. Answer too quickly, and you may stop the count before enough evidence arrives. Imagine a courtroom where the judge hears the first witness say, "I saw something," slams the gavel, and goes home. The researchers also described the result through resource rationality. Your brain has limited time, attention, and computational resources. Thinking can improve an answer, but thinking also has a cost. So the goal is not maximum thinking. The goal is enough thinking. This is disappointing news for anyone who has spent 40 minutes comparing 2 nearly identical bottles of shampoo, and the longer pause revealed the other half of the story. Waiting 2.5 seconds also improved accuracy, but participants reported more irritation than those waiting 1 second. 2.5 seconds. Humanity survived the invention of agriculture, crossed oceans, and landed machinery on Mars. But hide 2 buttons for 2.5 seconds, and we begin drafting a strongly worded letter. The experiment suggests a sweet spot, long enough for early evidence to arrive, but short enough that the Department of Immediate Reactions does not overthrow the government. Does this mean exactly 1 second will improve every choice you make? No. This was one controlled perceptual task. It did not test breakups, investments, medical decisions, or whether you should reply, "sounds good," when nothing sounds good. The useful principle is smaller and more defensible. When a choice invites an immediate reaction, adding a brief obstacle before commitment may improve judgment. Let the email sit while you read the recipient line. Take 1 breath before replying to the group chat. Put the purchase button behind a tiny personal loading screen. Not because pausing makes you a genius, but because your first response may have begun before the relevant evidence finished clocking in. You can even try a rule. When the decision is fast, emotional, and reversible, wait 1 deliberate beat before acting. For major financial, legal, or medical decisions, please wait longer than 1 second. Somewhere, a lawyer just sat upright. Your brain does not always need a complete renovation. Sometimes it needs 1 velvet rope, 1 exhausted clerk, and a sign that says, "Buttons available shortly."